not trying to let Dr. Eggman get all the Chaos Emeralds. So that's pretty much of a shock of having a lot of cutscenes. So now we are in the future. I think future or past, but these guys are getting up and they're feeling a bit weird. Knuckles is always saying something stupid.
Are we?
Oh, look who's here. I didn't expect to see you guys.
Look who it is.
Rouge!
The great Shadow and Rouge.
Hi.
The thing about it
Long
now is
time
that
no see.
Rouge has been very close to Shadow ever since Sonic Heroes. In Sonic Adventure 2, they hate each other, I remember. They didn't like each other. They were just on the dark side. They just used to kind of be bratty to each other. In Sonic Heroes, is that Rouge wanted to team up with Shadow and I think it's Omega the robot, and they wanted to I forgot the storyline, but they wanted to team up together against Sonic
Future?
and the other people in Sonic Heroes.
Machine can control time.
So that was pretty much a big
Man's got some nerve dropping here.
climax. So
Now, how can we get back to our old
and
time?
afterwards with Rouge and Shadow, where did that left off? That left off in Shadow the Hedgehog, and I can't remember the storyline that well in that game. But Shadow did team up with everyone, I remember, during the game, but I don't know how close they were with Rouge. But in this game,
Okay, Shadow.
Rouge is
It
very,
looks like we
very,
need to
very
work
close to
together.
Shadow. Shadow and Rouge would always be in every cutscene with each other and talking through. And you would probably see Omega in the later parts of Shadow's story. But we'll get to Shadow's story later into the future of Let's Plays. We're probably going to start off Shadow's Let's Play of his story after Sonic's story. So that will be in the next, I believe in the next couple of episodes. I'm not sure, but now we are in the new action stage of Crisis C, and again we have a boarding sequence of Sonic riding the board. And as I explained earlier, the controls are still the same. You control Sonic where you want to go. You can actually make him stop as well, like stand, hold, like just by pressing back. And you got different routes into this snowboarding scene as Acropolis zone as well. I think this one is very more direct, fast, more forward, and it doesn't change the camera angle. It's behind Sonic's back, and we have annoying enemies that's always going around the stage trying to throw each other out. And it could have worked. I could see that stuff. That could have worked with them flying creatures trying to throw balls at Sonic, but it was still too easy. And there's lots of medals you can collect, hidden medals if you want to have from replay value, and lots of grind, and there's a health pack as well, which many people thought was pretty awesome. And again, I think there is 3 or 4 parts of loading screens for Crisis C. I'm not sure. I'm guessing 3. If 4, then I'm pretty edgy. Well, this part is just going to be off the snowboard and straight on running. And this really showcases a lot of Sonic speed normally. But the thing about this one was that it was very automated. It was pretty much like he was running on rails, like as seen now. And I just want to explain a bit more about the rail sequences throughout the introduction of the 3D games. 3D games start off with rails in Sonic Adventure 2. And the rails for that game was pretty strong at the end of the game. In the beginning of the game with rails Sonic Adventure 2, it was pretty much optional. Rails were, you didn't have to run in rails, and there was some type of momentum physics going in rails. If you crouch down by holding B, you can go faster while sliding down the rails. If you try and go up a rail, you're gonna slide back down. It's pretty hilarious. And for later games with the rails, it started to show more into Sonic Heroes, Shadow the Hedgehog, and now, as we're playing now, Sonic 06. Now, I just want to explain a bit more technically about the rails, about the difference about these games, is that after Sonic Adventure 2, the rails physics changed a lot. And now, rails is a part of the gameplay completely. It's like you have to be forced onto rail sections, and they're really fast. They're not slow, they're not grudgy, they're just straight on fast. And I don't think you have much control in the rail section, but you can press keep and tap and B in Sonic Hero. I don't know what that does. You just keep on moving around, like turning around, and just doing some crazy dance. I don't know. It's kind of weird a bit for me. And in Shadow the Hedgehog, I think it was the same physics, because hard to believe is that as soon as Sonic Heroes came, there was a new physics engine that came out with the game after Dreamcast 4, and I can't remember the physics name for now. But it was a different physics engine. Oh yeah, it was Render engine physics for Sonic Heroes, so that might have had a bit of a change for that. And the physics engine for Sonic 06 is pretty much the same physics engine for, hard to believe it, but it is the same physics engine for Unleashed and Sonic Generations that's recent came out, and that is the Havoc engine. And you must be thinking, why does these games play so different to each other from the physics engine of the Havoc engine from Sonic 06, Sonic Unleashed, and Sonic Generations? It's quite simple, because as a programmer, you can alter the physics engine of the game, and you can decide how much difference you want the engine to be. And they knew from previous folks that Sonic was running slow in this game, and they wanted to boost them up with the physics engine. I think that physics engine was already done ever since with the Max Speed. I think that was a setup that actually made Sonic Unleashed and the rest of the other gameplay play kind of like the Max Speed run, running at Sonic Speed pace, but just having some motion to actually run as well, because these Max Speed runs you can't run. But yeah, just in that little part as well from that gameplay section was just that it was very platform based from that loading part. That last part, it was just in Crisis City. It was not much speed based, it was just home attack, and you had different pathways, and you can collect, I think, probably 1 or 2 medals, and you can just hit some springs. And now I'm into the last part, which is the max speed run. And this is pretty much the most liked part of the game, and it's just running fast, running speedy fast, and you can just either control left and right just to navigate Sonic through the Crisis City runs. And if you didn't hear beforehand, they were you can hear Sonic's like, "Oh, the whole city's on fire." That was at the beginning of Crisis City of the game. I think that was pretty funny, but at the same time it can be pretty annoying from Sonic to actually talk. And one of the most hilarious parts of these lines when you're going in the max speed run as well is the tornado's carrying a car, and that part always makes you laugh all the time, because it's pretty much stating the obvious. Cars are getting chucked at you, so you really want to talk it while the cars are just coming right at you, because he's got a lot of talking to say in this game. I don't know, he feels very snazzy, he feels very smooth, and that's pretty much Sonic's personality. He actually has to have a very bright attitude, and I just don't really think that he didn't need to talk so much during the gameplay. He could have talked just during the cutscenes, but it's still cool to hear him talk. And there's the results, guys. Rank B. I think the rank B just came from, we just had a bit of a slowdown from just dying in that speed run there. As there was just like a little glitch, but still we could have done better there. But that rank B just messed up us S rank, but it's still good. Rank B was still good, but that's the thing. We died right by the end. If we died right by the end, I wanted to know if it would have been the last rank. I think there's a rank D you can get in this, like the lowest rank, or rank E, because rank B sounds not reasonable to me, because once you die in a Sonic game, you go back to the scoreline 0, and I thought that you couldn't get much score from just running down in the last max speed run. I thought that most of the score was gathered from the beginning part and the second part, mostly from just time and hitting all the enemies. That's where most of your creativity can come from home attack enemies and going through rails and clicking on the springs and much parts. But now we're into the cutscene and we see the new characters. again, Silver and Blaze, along with a new guy that looks like Shadow. I believe his name is Mephiles the Dark. And I just don't want to explain a lot in this part from Mephiles, but Mephiles is working for the dark side, and he's manipulating Silver to attack Sonic for now. And through this cutscene, he's shown Silver, about Sonic's past. Really, it's a fake, because he's trying to say that Sonic is the one responsible for destroying Silver's future, which is untrue, because this never happened in this dimension, and it's pretty confusing as well, because I think it's like separating different dimensions they were showing there.
Who was that guy?
And
He looked
yeah,
just like Shadow.
so Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails are late for that little gathering from Silver, Blaze, and Mephiles, and they're just trying to figure out how to get back into the past.
Apparently, Eggman's battleship exploded.
And Tails, as the genius as always, is running straight to the computer. He just gets everything right. He goes and turns on the computer and looks through all the information and gives it all to Sonic. So Sonic is pretty much like, okay, I'm gonna show you guys what to do next, and you're gonna follow me. Now, Tails should have been like the guy that should have said, "Follow me, Sonic." And